What is up, guys? Welcome back to our Battlefield 1 video, and today I'm bringing you some tips and tricks on how to use the bomber in Battlefield 1, and these are really helpful because a lot of people are moving from Call of Duty and don't really know how to play Battlefield and all that stuff, and it'll help you a lot if you're not really familiar with flying planes in Battlefield. So if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and let's get right into it.
Would you be the teacher if I was the sinner? Would you be the preacher? Would you be my I still got it.
Alright guys, so before we go too in-depth with these tips, you should know the best techniques to use when you're using the bomber. So here's a little diagram I made in Photoshop, and basically what you want to do is use a swooping technique whenever you're using it. So whenever you see your target that you do want to destroy, start heading downward towards the ground, not too close because you don't want to get destroyed by your own bombs, but basically what you want to do is start dropping your bombs a little bit before the actual target and a little bit after the target. So you have the most chance of hitting the target, depends if he goes backwards or forwards. And the reason that you want to go downward towards the ground is so your bombs are more accurate and you have a better chance of actually hitting the target you're trying to destroy. And then once you have dropped your bombs, start heading up towards the sky to gain some altitude. So here is the technique put into action. So as you can see here, I'm going lower towards the ground so my bombs are closer and I have a better chance of hitting them. I drop them a little bit before and a little bit after, and I take out two enemies. Once I have dropped them, I start moving away from the target, gaining some altitude. And the fact that I was on such a high ridge, I didn't really have to drop so much altitude because I got away from the enemies really quickly. My next tip is have a very good tail gunner. Now, these things are very huge, they're very slow, and you're basically just a sitting duck up here because you're going to get picked off by fighter jets very quickly. So if you can have a guy shooting down planes around you that are trying to mess with you, or just keep them off your tail in general because they're getting wounded by your tail gunners, you can stay in the air longer and you can take less damage. Not to mention you can get a lot more kills because up to 2 people can fit in this thing, so 2 tail gunners that are with you as you are dropping bombs on people. Because you can still have one guy in the back firing at all the airplanes trying to take you out, and you can have one guy on the front trying to take out all the enemies that are trying to shoot you out of the sky. But just keep in mind that these things can take a lot of fire because they are very strong and they are meant to be shot at, so you can get shot at a lot before you actually get shot out of the sky. My final tip is whenever your plane does take a lot of damage, go to the outsides of the map before you actually do any repairing, because you don't want to be in the middle of the map whenever getting repaired, because if you do get shot at, your little cycle bar of repairing will reset. So stay on the outsides where there's the least amount of people to get, and hopefully no attack planes or other like anti-aircraft guns on the ground will see you. So those are my best tips on how to use the bomber in Battlefield, and hopefully you guys can put these to the test and see how good they work yourselves. These are the best things that I've found that work for me. So if there's other different techniques that you also put into action, do those too. You know, you can make a very good tactics using all these tips put together. So if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Gucci.